right, so today's video, we're watching a Plat 3 tank on PC playing Winston. So, you know what's always interesting? Winston has such a lower pick rate than I expect because I see the hero so much. And the description says, my second game of the new season brought me into quite the matchup with a lobby ranging from Plat 3 to Diamond 1. Me being the lowest ranked individual in the lobby and everyone else pretty much being duoed up, I was expecting a miserable experience. I peaked Diamond 3 in support, but last season I experienced the worst tilt session of my life. This match made me feel like I was in OWCS the way it went back and forth, and I actually surprised myself with how well I performed on Winston. Being that Wrecking Ball is so disliked in my rank and constantly being banned by both my enemies and my teammates, I am looking to expand my hero pool beyond Doomfist, Wrecking Ball, and Roadhog. This is a bit of an ego VOD, but also a reach out for guidance so I can continue my climb while optimizing my play for higher ranks. All right, well, we'll see how your Winston plays. I'll do my best to give you some feedback, and then we'll go from there. Sound good? Let's do this. Here we go. Okay, so you start on Wrecking Ball, by the way. I imagine Wrecking Ball is going to go in, get rolled, and then we'll see Winston, by the way, chat. I think this is just like a Wrecking Ball start, but I'll see. There you go. All right. I mean, I'll give you advice on some of the Wrecking Ball stuff, too. Good job getting pylons. Good job going backline. Everything's fine. Yeah, you're doing fine so far. Get out, get a health pack. Yeah. You even gave your shields to your teammates. Yeah, I mean, what's happening is that when you play Wrecking Ball, your teammates aren't going at the same pace as you, so you did everything fine. You just, you know. That's how it goes. Okay, so now you're on to Winston, so let's see what happens. Here we go. One thing I want you to get out of the habit of, because this is a habit I had on Winston for a while, don't like jump engage like right in front of you. If I see a Winston jump engage right in front of me, they're probably gonna go down there. Like I was actually surprised you didn't go back to spawn. So what I mean by that is it's not to stray away from like jumping at them sometimes, but in that situation, it was very apparent that you didn't really have like a lot of HP. So when you went in, they could have easily killed you there. So you kind of just used your cooldowns to use your cooldowns, and that's a bit of a problem, at least in my opinion. Yep, there it is. Again, these jump engages, I want to stop here because this is one of the problems that I struggled with on Winston for a long time. And it wasn't until I played against like some of the top Winstons like in the game to see what made them so good at Winston. Are you ready for this? This is going to be a very, it's always an interesting point when I bring it up. Winston is a hero that you play like Tracer or Wrecking Ball. And I know that sounds weird, but let me explain this. When you finally win a team fight, you can flank behind them and set up that way. But one thing that I learned that made me a much better Winston was, at least in my opinion, learning that it's not about jump engaging into the team. It's about using your jump as an escape. Now, let's talk about an example of a good jump engage. They're all low. You get nano. You need to be a distraction like right away. That can make sense. Another example. You can safely dive into their team and not fall over, and then you know by the time that the team fight, or by the time it would really break out into them getting you, you can jump away. So I don't want to stray you away from jumping into the team, but I don't want you jumping into this. There's 5 people right here. Your teammates can't help you. Now, next step here. Look at the DPS that you have. You have a Pharah, you have a Vendetta. If your Vendetta isn't ready to go in with you, who's your follow-up? The Pharah? Maybe, but the Pharah needs more time. So this is why you want to play more around the map rather than just jump in like that. So, what is going on? Holy crap. Jack, can we get some blankies for Codename Redzy with another 50 gifted on top of that? What is that, like 205 now or something? Holy, thank you. I appreciate it, Redzy. Dude, you've been, I just thank you. Also, I do want to point this out. I've talked about this before, but this goes for anything. If my excitement levels don't match what you expect sometimes, I am super pumped. With being on the spectrum sometimes, showing emotions a lot harder for me sometimes. So I do my best to, I just want to point that out. Like, I really, really appreciate it. It just, you know, if I'm not doing like backflips or something and, you know, screaming into the mic, it's just because it's just, you know, being on the spectrum and all that, sometimes the way that we show emotion, or personally, I can speak for myself, I show emotion can be a little bit different than what you might expect, so. I just wanted to point that out. Just to anybody. I always appreciate it. I always will. And I understand y'all let me live my dream every day. So maybe I need to do a button to have a guy show up on screen and do a backflip. True. You said 1,000 gifted if I do a backflip. First of all, if I did a backflip, that's also going to be 1,000 days off because I don't think my backflip's going to do well. So let's continue on here. All right. Remember, don't just jump in. Like, okay. What I would do here, why this is happening, okay? You can't do much about this. Go up here. Start top right. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's give you a basic strategy here. Jump top right. One, they don't start looking at you. Go right here, start zapping them. Keep zapping them. They look at you, stay there for a second. They all go for you, jump away back to your team. Okay, you want to get a little bit risky? Get to about 70% HP, keep zapping them, drop down, jump this way. Health pack's available. If it's not available, fall back. See what I'm saying? So like, rather than jump into them, go over to one of these places, like the side high ground. Heck, you have a health pack down here too. Start zapping them. And then if you get them low, maybe engage. If they're looking at you, jump over this way. But there you go. Don't just jump into them. I'm just showing you different approaches, okay? First of all, I don't know. Just to make this clear, by the way, just to make this clear, I couldn't do a backflip when I was a kid. I wasn't going to be able to do a backflip in my 20s. And I don't think in my 30s are going to allow me to do a backflip. I don't think anything's going to change that. It's not going to happen, okay? It's just not going to happen. Here we go. Actually, I did do a backflip once on accident. Actually, twice. Welcome to story time. First time I did a backflip, my friend brought me, my friend was like a huge skateboarder, snowboarder. He went to like, there's this high school school in New Hampshire he went to. Like, he was getting like, you know, I'm just giving you some backstory here onto what we were doing. So he went to like, you know, snowboarding school in New Hampshire, and, you know, he's doing tournaments, all that stuff. But, going back is, you know, during the summer when he would come home, we would go to the beach. And he did this thing called, I think it's called skimboarding. Does skimboarding sound right? I think it's called skimboarding. Is that the one where you like throw like the boogie board on the ground and you just run across it and like basically skateboard? Is that the one I'm thinking of? So we were on the sandbar. If anybody doesn't know what a sandbar is, it's when basically the ocean goes back a little bit. There's like extra parts of land you can go on when it's like low tide, high tide. So we had like a couple sandbars, so we were hanging out on the sandbar. And we go skimboard, and he's doing it, you know, left and right, looking like it's X Games over here on the skimboard. I'm like, oh, okay, let me do that. He goes, yeah, it's gonna be great, it's easy. I go into that skimboard, the skimboard went half a foot, and I did a backflip. Just straight up, went on the skimboard, hit a thing, went pff, backflip. That was my first backflip. Didn't land well, I will tell you that much, but I was also probably 12, so it probably was fine, right? Next backflip, we'll go about 15 years later, my sister gets one of those hoverboard things that you can move around on. Nope. Did not move. Got on the hoverboard, moved a foot, backflip. It was more of like a belly flop because I backflip and landed on like my knee and my stomach. So it was kind of a backflip. And yeah, so basically I'm not doing backflips. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. All right, here we go, chat. Let's get back to the Winston gameplay. Ooh. Good play by your Farah. I was wondering how that happened, and now I see. Yep. Yep, health packs. Think about health packs. You just avoided 2 major health packs right there to do that. You got out, but I just want to point out, health packs are key. That right there, you kind of did what I talked about earlier about going to an opposite side. Good play by your Farah. Get out of here in a second. There you go. Yep. Okay, if you're wondering what happened right there, I've been talking about this with Chad. The downswing of Vendetta will take you out of the air. That's why the Winston jumped and went 2 feet and then went down, is because the downswing hit you.
My rockets are
This wasn't built in a day.
never burning flame.
Here we go. Did you get the Winston throw bubble one? I do that all the time, forget I have it, and just throw my bubbles in random spots. It's great. So I just go with the other one, the jump pack one. You can ult this. Good backline pressure. Remember, don't be afraid to ult it if you feel like you have to. But seems fine. 1 bubble used. I'd be tracking that bubble now. Okay, make sure to set up on a high ground. Again, you're not going to be playing Zarya here. You're not playing Ryan. I do like this. Now go to the next one. You go to play. Yeah. Don't go in. Oh, well, you have your ult. You can get away with this. Just a little bit of a note, it would have been actually a little bit better to land right here and start doing the same thing. But you have your ultimate, so you can make that play a bit more aggressively. That's where you can be more aggro. This is much better rotations now. I like what I'm seeing. What is my tank rank at the moment? I think GM1, about to be GM1. Almost champ. And then an open Q champ. All right, there you go. It goes back and forth. My top 500 rank I don't have yet because I need my challenger score. I'm like halfway there. Good job. Your Pharah's playing much better now. Also, you're giving your Pharah more time now, which is also key, right? Good play. What were the Vendetta changes yesterday? I'll take a look after this game. I don't know, but I know they did change some stuff. All right, good play. Is it Redzy? Heck yeah. Yeah, I went like 14-2 in 5v5 yesterday. It was great. Nice pick. I mean, this whole sequence was kind of fine. I mean, obviously, like, the Winston ult didn't get fully what you wanted, but, like, that was okay. You know, I did think the second half of this you played better, but I think that's because you probably play better when your team is winning, in the sense of, like, when you know what to do when your teammates get the map control, but you don't know how to retake with Winston, and that's why I wanted to show you that example. This tank, yeah. Hey, teach their own, you know? All right, again, a little bit of a just kind of a... You're almost playing a little bit too static for me. Again, I want you to think about playing... You say you play a lot of Wrecking Ball, you play a lot of Doom, like... I want you to think about more of the playstyle you would on those heroes, and maybe you're not playing that playstyle, and maybe this is a playstyle adjustment overall, but you can set up around the map a little bit more. Like, I want you to make them have to look at you without jumping into them. Like here. See right now? I don't want you to land on their team. I want you to land, like, up here. Like, go up here. Like, something like this. Go over here. Like, the most annoying Winstons I play against in ranked, that's how they maneuver around the map. But if you just jump into them, you're going to fall over and over again. Here we go. Yep. Now you want to get out to the high ground. You do it you have an understanding of getting out, but I don't think you're positioning properly to get to a spot. Again, when you're up in numbers, it's different, right? Like, this is clearly you're up in numbers. You're probably going to win this team fight. Like, this is fine. But in these, like, pre-fights or, like, these, like, neutral team fights when it's 5v5, I feel like you just get a little bit too... The way that you kind of maneuver on the map just doesn't go as well, in my opinion, but... Grab the point. Okay, now you set up. Set up like you're playing Tracer or like Genji. Go top right. Yes, there you go. Now stay up here for a second. You don't need to do anything over the top. You're going to see a Genji. You go for the Genji. I'm okay with you going for the Genji because that's going to be either Genji out. There you go. Yep, top right. Top right. That's what you want to think about right now. Top right or the bridge above. Top right or the bridge above. Yes, now go to the bridge and start zapping. Yeah. Just start zapping. That's fine. You can counter peel on the Genji if you need to. You just missed your jump, though. You got to get better at those jumps. But again, let's go back to that part I was talking about here. You're playing a little bit too passive in these situations. So if you go to the up here and they... Okay, so tanking a lot of the time is about having them look at you, right? Like, but a lot of people just want to play the Reinhardt style. But in this situation, if you go to the bridge and you start zapping them, two things happen. They make the same play, but you get kills, or you build your ultimate, or they look at you. Any of those options is better than just sitting there and waiting. I want you to go there and start zapping, okay? Start doing a bunch of damage. That's how you're going to be able to get that. Like, anytime you can find that extra chip damage early is how you're going to win team fights. Again, I think your teammates do a good job of dealing with that backline pressure, but I think if you play that correctly, we're not even in this spot right here, and you just win the team fight even before it happens. I'm okay with this. You just want to win the team fight. I don't think you need the ultimate, but look at where they're at. Maybe you did. So, good ult. Much better, by the way. You're on the bridge, and they're looking at you. You notice this? They're looking at you. There you go. Now you get out. Get healed up. Go back to that same spot. Top right. Go up top right. Yes, there you go. Yep, pull your bubble. Good. See how it's all working? How when you're starting to do this approach, they're all distracted by you? What happens? Hey, your Pharah gets a free ult kill. Now you're in their back line. You might get a kill onto their supports. I'm okay with... Did you grab the... Okay. I can't see the perk. Did you grab the healing bubble or the other one? Because I think you want to get the healing bubble in these situations. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the healing bubble would allow for you to be a little bit more aggro. A lot of the Winstons I go against will get the healing bubble, and like you have much more opportunity to like get that kill right there. Imagine your bubble healing you, you probably get the kill. have you ever done a live coaching stream? It has been a highly requested YouTube video. Will I do it one day? Yes, but I want to do it right, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, you kind of just ran into their team, but that one's kind of like those 50-50s. They went for the Diva pick. Honestly, like, even as Diva, I'm okay with the Winston versus Diva matchup nowadays with, like, because I think Diva still is okay. When I say Diva's okay, I'm not talking, like, top 500 or, like, Masters. Diva's really strong. But in most ranks, Diva can struggle a little bit, so I think Winston still has that upper hand. There you go. Not bad. Yep, this is good. You could have, if you wanted to, you could have gone for a jump combo there, where you jump like a very short range to get the burst damage. That might have killed him. Time to pop your ultimate. Yep. That Vendetta survived, by the way, in case you're wondering. Get off the point for a second. Nice kill. Good job. Well played. Yep. Nice. Good play. Good job. Good recovery there. That should be the team fight. Jump high ground. Top right, top right, top right, top right. Yes, there you go. Couple seconds behind, but still good. I'm glad you're doing it. Go to the bridge. Go to the bridge. Go to the bridge. Go to the bridge. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Starts to happen. Just make sure they know you're here. Just make noise. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Just keep running in circles. Sometimes, like, one thing that can be really fun to do when nothing's happening is just move around as a tank. Like, if you're not going to hide there, they already know you're there. Just start running around, because then they get distracted a little bit. So I want you to make a little bit of noise there just to kind of distract them. If teammate gets a good kill, you should win this team fight pretty easily. So, yep, good kills. Easy. Team fight win. Cool. You said the ult and bubble usage is not that good. Yeah, but they also don't play a lot of Winston, so, like, I'm not going to tell them they fully suck at that stuff when their Winston ultimates have been okay. You know, listen, not every Winston is going to be able to be like the best Winston in the world with their juggles. Case in point is if you ever watch my Winston ultimate, if I get a kill, it's usually not on, what's the best way to explain this? If I get a kill, it's usually not on the other team.
They might try something.
So, my Winston's rough on ultimates. So, juggles are a patient ultimate. What I've learned watching really good players on Winston is they know the hitbox range. So I think the most important thing, and I've realized it after a while, I think a lot of the really good Winston players understand the range. So, like, when I play Diva, I know when I throw my Diva ult into the air, I know where it's going to go for the most part. I have an understanding of, like, the speed, the trajectory, you know. If I hold the Diva ult for half a second, it would, you know, it goes 2 feet, things like that, right? So with Winston, a lot of the really good Winston players actually kind of understand the range of your swing. A lot of people want to be right up in their face. Have you ever noticed that Winston doesn't need to be right next to your face to get the value of those swings? So a lot of really good Winstons learn how to juggle that way because they kind of slow down the game and process how to, like, play at a range. So when you play at that range, you can kind of understand, okay, I can be this distance, which means I don't have to be up in their face. So if this player uses a mobility, you know, skill, now you can see. One of the easiest things that I do, and again, everybody might be different, I always lose track of people on Winston. I always lose track of where people are. And it's because naturally, a lot of the time, I like to be really close to them when I make the play, and then I lose track of them because it's so close. So when you learn how to play that range correctly on Winston and know, like, how to swing at them and do all that correctly, you'll start to basically be able to juggle more. Why don't I do that? I just don't practice Winston. So if I ever really sat down and practiced Winston, that's one of the things I would practice, is understanding that range.
5, 4.
You always lose track when you boop into Diva? Well, yeah, because you get close range, right? Exactly. So, yeah. Here we go.
It's all come down to this. Let's make the most of it.
Also, I always say this, by the way, and this will be in the video, this part. If you say you're a Winston main with a bunch of hours and you see things that you want to add to the video, remember, chat, the point of these videos is to help people get better at the game while also being entertaining. So if there's something I miss, something I don't see, a moment in the VOD I didn't quite go, as long as you're being fine in the comments and not just being a dick about it, go for it. I have no problem. Listen, we all want to see everybody get better at Overwatch. So if you have other tips that you see that I might miss out on, if you play these heroes more than I do, feel free. I have no problem with that. Just make sure you're being good about it in the comments. All right? That's all I ask. All right? Don't make it a, oh, you suck, I'm so much better, this is what you need to do. Make it like a, hey, here's a couple other things that I picked up on that you could work on, possibly, okay? I always want to put that up for that opportunity. I've noticed it a lot more recently, and as long as it stays, you know, good and not people getting angry, it's totally fine. All right? So, here we go. Back to the win. Also, you know what? I keep forgetting about this. The scoreboard in Spectator. Look at that. We can see the scoreboard. Everybody playing just fine. High death count on Vendetta, but that's normal right now. DPS is good across the board. Everybody's, you know, everything looks good here. Okay, so in that situation, this goes to using your cooldowns correctly. Oh, yeah, that was a good pause spot. You can be booped off the map. So when you go for that high ground control around that area, I want you to take your side first and wait for your next set of cooldowns and walk that way so you can jump back up. Yeah, isolating the limbs, though, it means setting up correctly, though, right? Like, I find that isolating the limb also requires being in a setup spot, and right now I think that's where the weakness is not setting up to be able to follow up in those, like, oh, someone's out of position, let me get that kill type of situation. So, yep. Oh, I agree with the healing bubble. I would take the healing bubble, and I see most people take it, but I don't know, maybe there's some good Winstons with the other one that I don't quite see. That's okay right there. Okay, so this is where the setup time I'm talking about, okay? Go right up here for now. Start zapping. Yeah, this is fine. I'm out. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that bubble because I feel like you would have been better. It would have been better to have the bubble later on. But it also could be one of those timings where maybe you don't need it yet because they're not there. So we'll see. We'll see if that bubble ends up being a make or break. Thankfully, your teammate saves you. Your bubble's already gone again. Backing away. You can wait. You can wait. I know D.Va's low, but just give your bubble 2 more seconds. Okay, now. Okay, I mean, this is correct. There you go. Okay, I want you to ult this. I think you can ult this still. Yep. If you, I guess your teammates are healing you. Yeah, I was gonna say. There you go. Yep. This is kind of what I expected. Yep. Get a Sune, play angles for a second. Good job. Now you have your bubble again. You can do a safe bubble. Yeah, this is fine. Nice pick by your Pharah. Going back to your Vendetta back here. Good job. Cool. You've gotten very nice, specific hero tips from the comments. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no problem with that. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you want to set up, because you have to think less when you set up correctly. Like right now, it's like when you're not like. And again, I don't. This is just more of a general example more than how this specific team fight has gone. But like, when you're in this situation as Winston, you know, it's a harder decision to make. Do you dive the Lucio? No, because you can get booped. Do you dive the D.Va? Well, you could get booped. Do you dive the Vendetta to the left? Yes, but then you can get peeled on. So what do? Right? What's the decision you make here? There isn't a clear-cut one yet. That's why, but if you're set up, let's say that you know, prior to the team fight set up over here, well, now the Lucio can't even get to there. Now they're in a different spot. Now you have a better decision, right? So that's why I keep talking about setup time, is because if you set up in the right spots post-fight, even in the middle of a team fight, if like is a downtime, you can get some good plays. Thankfully, your teammates get a kill. You go to the back line, Lucio gets split there, but I feel like you did say it was a bit of an ego VOD. I will say, though, it does feel like this was a very team effort game where you didn't feed, and that was a very good job to not feed. But there's still a lot to work on, which isn't a bad thing, because once you improve, you're going to see a night and day difference, right? Don't go in there. Yep, good. That was a good play. You can go for that, Lucio. You're fine. Now I put some pressure on him. Bad bubble again. You're using your bubbles a little bit early. And again, I know you're low here, but like, watch out for the D-Vault. Good job. You went in. Go for the Vendetta. Oh, there you go. You lost your Vendetta. Yep, you're doing what I do. Yep, there it is. Yep. Ah! Hey, you got on the limb. That's better than me on Winston. Good cleanse. I also think you would have benefited greatly from that healing bubble. I think you just took. Yeah. All right, bubbles back soon. You're looking for a peel in the back line. Yep, look for the Brig. Brig won't be able to survive that. Brig can definitely survive that now. Play it safe. Back away. Still waiting. Yep. You notice how this has been a lot of just running in circles, trying to like regroup. Okay. Diving in. There's your bubble. You're just taking map control there. You can go top right after you get healed. Never mind, you have a Kitsune, that's fine. You're good. You can just ult this now. Yep. You're chasing the Vendetta is fine because you're going to get your ult. Good job. Now use your ultimate. There it is. Try to target somebody with a little bit less mobility if you can. Eva goes down. Oh, there you go. 3 kills. 3 kills. Nice. Good job. Good ultimate there at the end. Kill the Brig. And good job by your team. Try to go for the Genji. Should be a win. Nice job. Good team effort. I mean, good survivability, and in theory, you had a 20 kill streak, so there you go, chat. So there is the game right there. You finish with a... Oh, I can't see the scoreboard. I have to go like a second back, because like apparently the VOD's over. Okay, there's the scoreboard. So, I mean, a good game. I mean, look at that, 42-7, solid stat line. But one thing that goes with solid stat lines is showing that you still have a lot you can work on. And that is the cool thing here. Is great game. But again, I want you to work on your bubble usage. I want you to like maybe look at your perks a little bit of a different take on what would be the better perk options for you. On top of that, remember, setup time is important. I want you to set up more. You say you play a lot of Wrecking Ball, so you understand setup time. Same thing goes for Winston. There was a lot of times here, in my opinion, is like where you kind of just got stuck in the mud. You weren't really going anywhere. You were just kind of just chilling. And I want you to like really think about stuff post-fight. Like go up for high ground control, set up. Go for more of those like get to a spot, start zapping 3 or 4 of them, debate them to go to you, run away. Things like that. There's a lot of things you can do that you can definitely improve on. It was a solid Winston game, but you can do a lot more on Winston. I can too. So trust me, if you get good at Winston, you'll probably like that part. So heck yeah. Good job winning though. Solid. You know, look at some of the things we talked about, and I think you'll continue to see improvement. You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of it helps. You want to submit your own Spectating? My Discord is where to do that. Hey, if you want to keep learning more stuff, there's gonna be a video that pops up. Click it. It's gonna be a good one. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day /night.